Hello everyone, it's Shanna, welcome. Now today is day 3 of our Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. And I'm just going to be opening up. I opened up 1 and 2 and here's 3. It's up here on the upper right hand corner. And I'm just going to bring in my tool to help with the scoring and we'll just get this open. Now this just has a little window. And we've got the picture there on the flap. We've got some dies. And I'm kind of pointing at the picture so you can see it. That's one thing nice about the box is it always has a little picture on there so that you can kind of see how the die pieces go together. And so we'll just get these laid out and see what we've got here. I'm going to just bring in this white sheet of paper and just lay the dies out on it. And this is just a bunch of floral elements with some stems and some leaves. I'll lay them out so that you can see them all really nicely. There we go. So we're going to put together a little floral card with this, and we'll just bring in some scraps. I went to my scrap bin. When you've got little bitty dies like this, I just lean into my scraps because I like to use my scraps up, and for these small things, there's no sense in not just using the little bitty pieces. And so I basically let my scraps drive my color scheme here. Now I'm using my big Spellbinder for these nesting dies here that I'm using for my background. And I'll link everything in the description box below. I can't think of the name of the die right at the moment. But we're going to use these. They kind of look like, I don't know, teardrops or whatever. But I've got a piece of vellum, and I've got a couple different colors of Spellbinders essential cardstock that were scraps. This one was an odd shape, and so I was just figuring that out. I'm going to trim it down. I think I'm going to do 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got 2 layers of that teardrop looking die. And now I'm going to bring in my scout because I can use it for the little pieces. And I prefer to use the little one when I can because I can get it all on camera and it just works out nicely. I had to pause my voiceover because the heat kicked on, and I try not to have that in the background if I can help it. So anyway, I'm going to just die cut all of these pieces out in the scraps that I have. And we'll have all of our little floral elements for this. Now, I did all this early morning. I got up at 6 a.m. I actually slept in a little bit. Sometimes I get up much, much earlier than that. And I opened up the box, and I did all the die cutting. And then I got ready to go and to get the boys ready for school and everything. And I got there, and the house was dark, and the door was locked. And then I went back to my car to sit because I thought, well, they just haven't opened the door yet. And I looked at my phone, and they had all decided to sleep in. So I got up, got out in the cold, and went over there, and they're not even up. So I turned around, came back home, and thought, I'm just going to finish off this card, and when they call me, I'll head back that way. So I'm just going to get my card done, and it'll be ready to run this morning. I didn't run a second video. I've been running my normal videos and then loading this later in the day. I was trying for like 3:30, 4:30, that area. And yesterday I thought I had it scheduled, but I had the time wrong. So I actually didn't release it until very late last night. So if you didn't catch it, you might want to go back and catch that one. But anyway, so I'm going to get all these pieces die cut out, and we're going to have just a cute little floral card. Now, I always like these floral dies. They're fun to just kind of play with and create some design. And you can actually tuck these in if you have, different things. I'm just going to use what we've got here from the Advent Calendar. But, you could tuck these floral things in just about any kind of design that you have, maybe a sentiment or something. And just kind of tuck them behind the sentiment if you had, kind of a larger sentiment. Anyway, so I'm just going to get some more of these cut out and run through, and then we'll get to assembling. So I've got my big heavy turtleneck sweater on today because it's gotten really cold here today. And well, it's been very cold for several days now. But I don't think I even got out yesterday. I didn't. I stayed in the house the whole day. Spent a good amount of time addressing all of my Christmas cards and getting them ready. Pat's going to take them today and put them in the mail, so I'm getting an early start on that. I did several videos ahead of time for commitments yesterday that I had. So here we are. I'm back. I came back from finding out that everybody was asleep at my daughter's house. And so I've decided I'm just going to assemble all these pieces. And so I'm just bringing in my glue and my little wax tool that I need, and we'll just pick up these little bitty bits and get them assembled. And I did 2 of these stems like this, and we're going to go ahead and pull in the elements for those. And it's funny, when I'm doing these little bitty bits, my glue press puts out tons of glue. And when I'm trying to glue a panel down, I can't hardly get any glue out. It's interesting how that goes. When you need a little bit, you get too much. When you need more, you can't get any. So I could have done like a 2-tone pink or a 2-tone purple or 2-tone blue for these. But since I'm using scraps, I just use what was in there, and it will be what it'll be. I try to take every opportunity I can to use up the scraps. My lid just flew off. We'll get this one layered up. And our little floral elements are coming together. You've got some bigger flower centers and then some smaller ones. I'm going to put the bigger ones on the bigger flowers and then the smaller ones on the smaller. And then we'll keep some of those extra bits and we'll just piece them in wherever I decide I want them. I'm going to go ahead and put the little one on this littler light blue there. And then put the dark blue on the purple. And then we'll save those 3 little bits and add them just wherever we want. I'm not going to use those 2 larger floral centers. So I just laid them up at the top of my glass mat there. And I'm going to fidget with these quite a bit and try and figure out how I want to get them organized. So I'll just play around and just keep trying to position them. And on that vellum, they're just sliding all over the place. So it's kind of hard to get them positioned how I want them. And I'll just keep fiddling around with them. So I hope you're enjoying these Advent Calendar videos. I seem to be getting a lot of views on them. I think people really enjoy watching the Advent calendars. And I did look yesterday and made sure it was still available for purchase. And I did link it up in my description box for yesterday, and I'll try to do that again today. It is still available. The Stitchmas is still available as well. So if you're interested in those, you can check them out and pick them up. I was thinking about turning my card the other direction, maybe adding a cinnamon on there, but I decided against it. I thought I'm just going to bring in the Hello Friend from yesterday's Advent calendar, and we'll use it and just kind of stick to the elements that we're getting in the Advent calendar for now. And this one is like a 3-pronged leaf, and I'm going to just add the flowers to it. I'm going to do it with 2 of them and just add the flowers to it. It's early and my stomach's growling. I haven't had anything to eat. So if you hear that, I apologize. And I think it's starting to come together. I'm going to fiddle with it some more, do some more tucking, and things are moving as I'm trying to lay them down in there. And once I get these all arranged on here, I am going to do the press and seal method so that I can pick these up and they'll all remain in the same position, and then I could glue them back down on my vellum. I'll actually set them on the vellum a little bit higher because I'm going to put my sentiment toward the bottom. Okay, I think I finally have it how I want it. And I'm just going to grab this little piece of press and seal, and I'm going to press it down very carefully. Try to get it lifted up there. And I thought I was going to just leave it attached to my glass mat and move it. Then I realized I was going to put my sentiment a little bit lower, so I'll just pick it up and move it. I'm going to bring in the Hello Friend from yesterday. And I used this VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and stamped it up. And I wish I would have used a different one because it didn't dry as quickly. And I had once I did the press, so I had a little tiny smudge, but I'm able to cover it up with some of the bits. And I did try to wait a little bit and let it dry, but I just went in too quickly. So I'm giving all these a good press, making sure they're all sticking to my press and seal really well. And I'm just going to go and layer some glue on all elements and get them all laid down. And we've got them laying on top of each other, but I've got them spread out enough to where I can put some glue on each die cut piece, and we can get them all laid down at once. And then I'm going to get this lined up on here and just give it a good press. And then we'll just gently pull it off and press things down as we go. And that worked out great. So this is where I'm going to add the 3 extra little bits and just kind of fill it in different spots. And then I'm going to bring that third one down low and kind of cover up that little area where there was a tiny little smudge. Just pressing it down a little bit. Oh my goodness, my stomach. There we go. I'm going to add that other larger bit up there just to add some additional fillers. And I think it turned out really cute. So let's go ahead and assemble the panel. I just used the embossing folder of the month, this month. And I think it's Cascading Swirls or something like that. And it's got a lot of texture. I always like to add an embossing folder when you've got any amount of cardstock showing behind, just because I think it looks so much prettier. And we'll just get this laid down. And this was a scrap, so it's 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to have a white border around it. And I'm kind of working toward the bottom of my screen, and I apologize for that. I zoomed in a little bit more than what I normally do, and so I just didn't position myself right. So we'll get this laid down on there, and I'm just trying to get it evenly framed around there. Get it pressed down on that embossed panel. I'm just going to take my tape glue runner and just add some where the florals are going to cover it up. And we'll get it lined up and stuck down on there. And I think it turned out really pretty. I'm going to bring in some of my Spellbinders gems and just sprinkle them around the card just to add some sparkle and shine to it. And then that'll finish off our card. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.